Hello, hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Valerie Oakley, otherwise known as Coach Val, and I want to talk to you about something sensitive today. It's about embracing transitions. How do we move forward without bashing the past? So, have you ever felt like you had to leave something behind and move forward? And suddenly you found yourself criticizing where you've been or the old thing, or even feeling like something was wrong with it or it was holding you back. Well, here's the truth. Transitions don't have to come from a place of fault or negativity or things like that. Often they come because you're ready for your next level, just simple as that, or because life is calling you to something that aligns more fully with who you're becoming. And so, if you're ready for that next level, it's not something that you have to bash. And the way we navigate that transition is going to make all the difference. So, personal story, when I moved on from coaching primarily in a network marketing company that I was with that primarily promoted weight loss into a more whole person transformational coaching with a faith-based approach to it, I noticed a pattern in people. I noticed that people talk about their old thing in a negative way, and then I realized it seems to be like a common thing that we feel like we have to bash the old thing in order to justify the new. You hear that a lot when people break up with somebody in a relationship, like all of a sudden, this boo that they were smitten about is all of a sudden like the devil himself. We have to justify something in order to move on. The truth is that every stage of your life is going to have some lessons, it's going to have some gifts, and even it's going to have some love to offer you. If you look at it that way, the Bible tells us that all things work together for the good of those who are called, who love God and are called to his purpose. So when we criticize it, we're often missing those lessons. We're missing the good, and we risk repeating those patterns in the future if we're not careful. So, why do people feel like they have to make the old negative in order to move on? Here's the truth about that. Often it comes from unresolved emotions like fear, guilt, regret, or even shame. So, when we want that new chapter, we want to feel justified about it. We want it to feel like it's a clean break, like it's something so much better than where we are. But the old is treated as bad. And those unresolved feelings, it's going to sneak into our new chapter if we treat it as bad, because it's going to show up as self doubt, it's going to show up as judgment, or it's going to show up as repeating that same misalignment. When you look for something bad, you're going to find it. But if you look for the good in things, that's what you're going to see. So here's how you can embrace transitions in a healthy and more empowered way. And this is stuff that I just learned in my own journey. I did try to make breaks from things and make it all wrong or make it all someone or something else's fault for what I'm moving on. But that just wasn't resonating. It wasn't feeling good in my soul to do things that way. So I had to learn how to approach things from a more loving stance, and knowing that God loves me and he has the best for me. How can I change my mindset and take on uh, a different perspective about this? And this is where I'm sharing these things with you from. So I'm going to give you 4 ways that you can embrace transitions in a more healthy and empowered way. Number 1, do the inner work. You have to get honest with yourself. You want to pause and ask, what lessons did this chapter teach me? What parts of myself grew here? And do that in whatever way works with you. If you want to journal, if you want to pray, if you want even some coaching to help you see that more clearly, or all of the above. Do the inner work. And number two, appreciate the old. Even if it was bad, you know, you can be grateful for what was, even if it's not a part of your future. Gratitude for the past is going to give you the strength and the wisdom to move forward. If you can find, there's always something to be grateful for, there's always something good in what has happened. Number three, align consciously. And what I mean by that is identify what no longer aligns with who you're becoming and who you're growing into, and learn how to release that with love. And this is going to ensure that your next step is intentional and not reactionary. When I was making my transition, there were a lot of things that happened to me that, you know, could have made me have a sour taste in my mouth as I move forward. But again, with my me doing my own work, um, and learning how to come at it from a place of gratitude, I did. I said, Lord, teach me how to put some love on this. Where is the love in what happened? And how is that helping me grow and learn how to take a different approach moving forward? And it really does work when you do that. And then number four is break the pattern, be the chain breaker. When you do the inner work and you appreciate the past, you're going to be less likely to repeat those old mistakes. You're going to show up new. Your new chapter becomes grounded in awareness and not avoidance. You learn how you're not running from something, you're embracing what you're going into. So if you're feeling pulled towards a new season, if you feel like this is just your time for change, whether it's in work or relationships or personal growth, remember that moving forward doesn't mean that you need to bash what's behind you. Healing and appreciation allow you to carry that wisdom forward in love, and it helps you create a foundation that's stronger, steadier, and more aligned with who God designed you to be. So I hope that helps. If this message resonated with you at all, I'd love for you to like, share, subscribe to the channel, comment. Let me know in the comments what resonated with you the most. And then don't miss any future conversations that I have on transformation, on wholeness, and healthy relationships. And if you're ready to take a deeper dive into your next chapter with some guidance and some accountability and more specifics on what's going on with you, then check the link in the descriptions. Check all the information I have there. I would love to walk with you personally. So remember, every ending is also a beginning. And when we approach it with love and awareness and get the positive lessons out of that, your next chapter can be even more beautiful than you imagine. Thanks for stopping by today, and I will see you next time.